In this video, I'll share with you a requested tutorial on how to draft this halter neck backless cowl neck dress. So if this is something you like, kindly hit on the subscribe button. I'll be cutting this dress in form of an illustration. To draft this dress, I'll be doing it in a miniature size. So you need your shoulder to bust line, shoulder to waist line, then 7 inches to get your hip point. There's no need marking your under bust because you don't really need that. This is actually a free dress, or you can just mark it for to identify where you have it. So here's the bust, waist and hip point. So you start by marking your shoulder divided by 2, then you come down by 1 inch. Mark a basic neckline of 3 inches by 3 or 2.5, 3 inches by 2.5, and you connect. Then you're going to connect from your neckline all the way to your shoulder slope. After marking that, you're going to find your armhole line, and to get your armhole line is your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Now whatever you get, you make a mark there, place your ruler and you draw a straight line. After drawing that your straight line, that measurement you have at the shoulder, that is what you mark here at the chest line. Place your ruler and connect. Now after you're done connecting, you're going to go ahead to divide what you have here into 2 equal parts. Then mark the midpoint, come out by ½ inch here. Place your tape and mark the bust measurement divided by 4. After doing that, you connect this all the way up and connect it back to your bust measurement divided by 4. Then after you're done marking, mark the bust measurement divided by 4 and add ½ inch. Mark the waist measurement divided by 4, add ½ inch. Here you're going to mark the hip measurement divided by 4, add ½ inch. Now whatever you have at the hip, minus 2 inches from it, or 1.5. If you're working with a stretchy fabric, just like we have here, minus 2 inches. Now you're going to connect. You're going to connect from the waist to the upper part, and from the waist all the way to the hip point. From the hip point, you're going to connect it to the lower part of your dress. Now we'll cut this out. After cutting this out, we'll also place it to draft out the back pattern of this dress. After cutting out, to create the halter neckline of this dress, come down by 1.5 to 2 inches from your neckline. Then you come down from the neckline, that your neckline, all the way down to create this backless effect you have on this dress. So you notice where I'm connecting it is slightly above your waistline, right? It's just probably 1 inch, 1.5 above the waistline, or 2 inches. Now place my pattern on another pattern starting at this point. That is where the backless effect will start, here that I'm marking out. Then I'll connect it to get all the way to the hemline of the dress, and this is what we have, right? So after I'm done doing this, I'll just go ahead to cut this out. Now after cutting this out, this is what I have. So we are still going to alter these 2 patterns. Now from the waistline and hip point, you're going to slash closely towards your waistline, right? We are going to open this up. This is why we have that draped effect or excess dress or fabric at that area of your dress. You open it up now. You're going to also place it on another fabric which you'll be tracing out. So let's go ahead to do that. So here is what I have. I'll go ahead to pin it down, right? I'll push it to the edge and pin it down. Now the more you open up this pattern, the more you have, that is the more excess fabric you have to create this towards the side of this your pattern, right? So I'll just leave it this way because I'm not making it. So you have to determine how full that part will be. Then after this, go ahead to trace out all the sides of my dress. All your sides should be the same, just the part you'll be opening up. Please, you can go ahead to open this side more. You can go ahead to open this side more to give or get more effect, draped effect during the towards that part. Sorry, I'm just opening this up a bit because it's just a pattern paper that I'm making use of, right? I'm not actually going to make the dress. It's just like when you're making your cowl neck dress, the more you open it, the more effect you have. So for the neckline, you're actually going to pleat it, right? Because due to the fact that we have opened here up, we now have extra neckline. So this is that pleating that you have at the neckline of your dress. You now go ahead to pleat it out, then this lower part will now drop. giving you that fullness towards that part. Now you now cut out your strip, which could be 2.5 inches on fold. Then you join it for your neckline. What I'll do here now is just to go ahead to use my pin to hold it, just to indicate or to show you that we have like an halter neck there. Now, while you're gathering this, you want to pleat it back to the original neckline of the halter neckline. So for the back of this dress, you notice that there's also like a draped effect. You're also going to cut this open and you open it up, just like when you're making your cowl dress this way. Then what you do is to also trace it out. So I'm just going to get a pattern paper, another pattern paper, open it up. I'm just trying to show you. What you now do is to go ahead to trace out. So I'll just go ahead to pin this down, and what I'll do is I'll go ahead to trace this out. Go ahead to just connect and trace out. So by the time you're done making your dress, to the excess space you have here, it will now drape at the back, giving that dropped back effect we have. Then you just go ahead to join your dress by the sides. If you have any questions so far, please kindly go ahead to ask or leave your question at the comment section.